Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Mark Holubit's The Vlog. Thanks for stopping in again today. Today's update really is about this car. My new BMW 335, not really new, it's a 2007. It has the N54, twin turbo, 3-liter inline 6. If you saw a couple weeks ago, I showed the video of the car initially. I just got it. Today, I've been going through it. Now I've had the car for about a month, and there's been a lot of little things that I found with it. Number one, first of all, I have full intention to modifying this thing. I don't want a stock car. I want to run this thing hard, and I want to make it a real track machine. So that's the first intent. So going through it, the reason I bought this car was because the previous owner did some of those little updates. Now, some of them were done, some of them have yet to be done. And so I want to walk you guys through my car for the first time. Of course, I showed you guys before vaguely. I just kind of scratched the surface. But today, I'm going to show you the way BMW really should have built their turbo cars from the start. I'm going to start walking through it. Talk about some of the mods that I plan on doing to this car. And then you watch in future videos, you're going to see a lot more of that. So let's get started here, guys. First of all, of course, we've got the magic key. Let's hit that. Unlock. And let's talk about some of the things. So after a month, of course, this car I've had now for, like I said, around a month. And now I had my first failure. If you saw my video on my other channel, I really got into the detail of it this week. Actually, it was on Sunday, yesterday, I revealed the video of about one of the failures that I saw on this car already. I just got the car, like I said, and already found an issue. And I'm going to walk you through that. So let's do this. Let's pop the hood. So first of all, looking at this, guys, before we get to that, look at the interior. This is really honestly why I bought this car over some of the other ones. I love the two-tone interior. Of course, we got the black and the beige here with the wood grain interior. Very nice. BMW, pretty standard crap there. But you know what? It is a manual transmission. That's another big reason I bought this car. And just generally, the overall look, the two-tone is very, very swanky and spanky. Love the wood grain in this car. It sort of goes with the beige interior. Looks really sharp in my opinion. Interior, pretty nice back there, barely used, almost immaculate in the back. And so another cool little feature, you probably haven't seen this before, maybe some of you have, but this little thing comes out and it actually pushes a seatbelt ahead and waits for it, actually gives it to you so you don't have to reach all the way around. So there's a little automated thing that pops out. I love that. It's pretty cool. Again, the coupe in general is the way to go in my opinion. So here we go. We're going to pop the hood. Now let's go over here, take a look. Take a look in here under the hood. We've done some work this week. Of course, I had my car at my mechanic shop because I saw a failure on this. And again, if you saw yesterday's video on Exotic Car Play Place, my other channel, then you know that I had to make some upgrades here, make some repairs. One of them was down in here. This right here, this hose right here was actually leaking. Now there was antifreeze dripping, and you could see down there's like remnants down, sprinkles all over that pipe down there. You can see I've wiped most of it off, so it's pretty much clear now. All that piping down there, it had a lot of sprinkle and it was always wet. So this hose here, the upper rad hose, was something that popped. So anyway, we fixed that up. That was junk. We put a new hose on here, new crimp, and some new fittings, got that all fixed up. And now, of course, my first problem has been repaired. Then, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the upgrades I plan on this car. One of them being, eventually I want to go probably single turbo. I want to go the full-size turbo on this guy. That usually gets mounted in this area. For now, I'm going to stick with the twin turbos. But for now, the twin turbos are in place, and they're tucked way down on the side there, way down there. And so, for now, we're going to stick with the dual turbos. As you can tell, we've got the double intake here. As soon as you change that around, you get rid of this, and you literally put the single big turbo there with the intake cone right attached to the turbo. And that is kind of what the plan is eventually. If these turbos ever go, or if the wastegates become too much of a problem, that's when I'll probably do the actual single turbo upgrade. So for now, we've got the cones attached to regular the stock turbochargers. You notice here we have the upgraded charge pipe. That's a big thing. That should have been done from the factory, but the factory put a crappy plastic pipe in there, as a lot of the other parts you'll notice are plastic throughout. That was plastic, and they almost always crack and split, and you wind up with boost leakage. So this has been upgraded. As you can see, it's a Synapse kit, but that's a combination Synapse with the actual blow-off valve. So I've got a blow-off valve here, and the blow-off valve essentially is a part that discharges the recirculated boost pressure, so it doesn't go back to the turbos and stall the turbos, or give a thump of pressure against the turbos, which can cause damage, of course, for long term. So a blow-off valve is good to have, especially if you're in racing applications or running the car hard all the time. Again, upgraded pipe. We've got the cone filters. We also have, let's close this nonsense up. Let's go around the back. You'll notice too, the wheels are spaced out. What are those? Anyway, we've got these wheels, they're spaced out nicely. And that is just something I think all BMW should have looked like originally. There are spacers there. And like I said, most cars, the wheels are in too far, and I don't really like that look all that much. So here, we have these nice little MagnaFlow tips. They look really sharp. Behind that though, there's a muffler delete. So in actuality, the muffler's been chopped out. So the pipes come from here. Instead of going through a muffler, they go straight up. It's straight pipe right up to the resonators. And normally they would have gone up to a set of catalytic converters. But guess what? We did a downpipe upgrade on here too. So now we have downpipes, muffler delete, stock turbos, but again, that will be upgraded at some point. And there will be some other work done to this too. Now, any of you guys heard about flash tuners? I mean, there's MHD, you've got Cobb, Dynan, but how about this? How about Burger tuning, JB4? So this car will be tuned with JB4, and we're gonna get to that as well. So now guys, with those upgrades, so we've got the downpipe, so cat delete, we've essentially got upgraded boost, which will be coming through the JB4. Of course, we've got the intake, and we have the blow-off valve, and oh, I forgot to mention guys, down here we have the oversized intercooler. So the intercooler's been upgraded to support some of these power adders as well. So between the intercooler, the exhaust system, and the JB4 and all that thing, all that good stuff, this car will be probably in around that 4.5 to the wheels, which makes it a very, very potent machine from the stock 300, which in my opinion was way too conservative. I mean, let's face it, it's 3-liter straight 6 liquid cooled engine producing 300 horsepower. By today's standards, that's definitely a little soft. After all, cars now like the Volkswagen with their 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine producing 300 horsepower. I mean, 300 horse out of a 6-cylinder engine with turbos on it, it's not bad. The big thing with these cars is that they're very tunable, which is why I'm going to be doing what I'm doing. And again, guys, that's why I think these cars really are so upgradable. This is really essentially the modern day 2JZ Toyota Supra turbo engine. Very modifiable, takes the boost like a son of a gun, and because it's all forged internals, it can support all those power adders. The only thing with these cars is that they actually have a lot of issues with plastic coolant parts breaking, which is what I just showed you. We replaced a pipe this weekend because it sprung a leak. So as long as you've got your cooling system upgraded and everything's in good shape, there should be no problem upgrading this thing for performance. There's no reason why you can't also, with these, you add a little 50% E85 mix. And these things here can actually produce 5 to 550 horsepower if you do the E85 and bump the boost up a little bit more. There's some other mods that are going to happen here with time, but those are the highlight ones for now, guys. The ones that are going to get you the quick gains. Like I said, there's some others that will get you some incremental gains after that. But it's not uncommon for these cars to produce 700-800 horsepower to the wheels if set up properly. Very carefully done so, of course. You got to be very careful. You're messing around with boost levels, you can blow an engine up pretty quickly. So you got to be very, very careful of how you tune these things. but they can tolerate a lot. So at the end of the day, guys, in my opinion, BMW should have done a lot of these things out of the box. In my opinion, again, they've severely detuned this engine from factory. Now the N55, which is the engine that came after this, of course, was made more reliability-wise. They really weren't as focused on the performance side, and so they improved on a lot of the performance-related issues that this car had. However, it didn't necessarily have the big bang potential that these cars have, because the N55 didn't have the full forged internals like the N54 does, and this ultimately makes it the ultimate platform for tuning in the BMW world. Now that being said, I mean, this is a great daily driver. I want to make it streetable daily as well as very powerful. So guys, be sure to make sure, if you want to see a lot more of this content, which will be coming in days to come, or you will like my Lamborghini Gallardo. I know a lot of you guys like that car, and I will be driving that more this year, as well as the M5. I have rallies planned this year. If you like any of that content and you want to see more of it, make sure you give my channel a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get this thing up to speed in a hurry. Okay guys, I hope to see you guys on the next one. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.